The first question was ahead of Arsenal and Chelsea game, no. When you beat me, a friend, the Kings of London. Kings of London. Arsenal and now Chelsea.
Yeah.
Number seven, walk it. A team for near through something and decided together. Say him for the Kings of London. First of all, Obianim say Arsenal there. We are older than Chelsea, about 17 years difference. Arsenal at 1888, but Chelsea 1905. So Arsenal and Chelsea no penny for. But then fine on Toncheng. Who show me and so head to head all time. Obeka say Arsenal, it was through Chelsea. 84 wins for Arsenal, 16 wins, 66 wins for Chelsea. 61 of the games ending in a draw. 84-66, that is the difference. But all they are not on China. Team Bimuwe drew. Yebeka so on na Krono Yane Dia. Or Conquer Krono. Yebo Krono Memo on the best sorry, will be able to present trophies. A major determining factor. Oba league ni mu Arsenal age 13, Chelsea age 6. FA Cup, Arsenal age 8, Chelsea age 14. For those two competitions, Arsenal are ahead. But the man Frontier say Arsenal last time of winning the Premier League was 2004. So you are talking about some 21 years ago. Arsenal has never won the league title. League Cup, Chelsea 5, Arsenal 2. Community Shield, Chelsea 4, Arsenal 17. But continentally, internationally, Chelsea are winning Champions League, Arsenal winning B. Chelsea are winning Europa League, Arsenal winning B. Chelsea are winning Conference League, Arsenal winning B. The then previous Cup Winners' Cup, defunct, Chelsea are winning twice, Arsenal winning 1. Super Cup, as Chelsea are winning 2, Arsenal are winning B. FIFA Club World Cup, Chelsea are winning 2, Arsenal are winning B. In Tokika, BBSC and here, my dream is Neokita London flag no very high. We are seeing a movie London Chrono football boku Kessben or no. For me, my judgment is that Chelsea are currently the Kings of London. Some 20 years ago, now absolutely no doubt. Nay Arsenal, but they have been dethroned by Chelsea. That's my judgment.
Okay.
General Ufi Honoma. The other question was Yama combined 11 between Arsenal and Chelsea. These are two teams that are playing very well individually and as a team. And this is my combined 11. Goalkeeper position between David Raya of Arsenal and Robert Sanchez of Chelsea. I go for Arsenal's David Raya in posts. Number 2, between Julian Timber and Reece James, I go for Chelsea's Reece James. A close contest, but I'll go for Reece James. Number 3, either Lewis Kelly or Calafiori versus Cucurella. I go for Mark Cucurella. 4 and 5. In fact, Senka Gabriel in prayer and Kai straight up Saliba Gabriel. But in the absence of Gabriel, I think I'll go for Chalobah and Saliba for the central defensive pair. Number 6, between Caicedo and Zubimendi, I go for Moses Caicedo. Right wing position, Chelsea, either Neto or Estavao currently. I go for Bukayo Saka for the right wing position. Number 8, the Obeka Caicedo, 6 and 8, Enzo Fernandez and Declan Rice. I go for Declan Rice. Left wing, I go for Neto. A number of times, so meet me playing on the right. But over Neto, in the case of Arsenal, it could be Martinelli, it could be Trossard. I think I go for Neto. He gives me more for the left wing. Number 10 position. First of all, within Arsenal, between Martin Odegaard and Ebelechi Eze. Currently, I think that Ebe Eze gets the nod for Arsenal. In Toronto, Babe compete Chelsea number 10.
Kakupama waka.
Kakupama wa and can communi din by a demo. But the Neko Pama no so be going to mention enti mayiko Palmer Efrim te say dem yi Gabriel Efrim no enti etu ebe mboja wo Pedro ebi anom de Enzo aba honom especially when he decides to bring Chris James mfimfin ho whoever will be there no I go for Ebelecheze based on current form. Number 9, João Pedro and Gyökeres. We are told Gyökeres is available and is going to play a part. You know, it's another difficult decision. Victor Gyökeres and João Pedro. João Pedro about 12 matches, amount of 4 goals. Gyökeres about 10 matches, amount of 4 goals. Pedro the 3 assist account, but Gyökeres MI an assist. But as my center forward, I'll go for Victor Gyökeres. Inti me share me starting 11, combined 11 David Raya, Reece James, Marco Cuella, Chalobah, Saliba, Moses Caicedo, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Victor Gyökeres, Ebelecheze, Neto. 6-5 in favor of Arsenal in my combined 11. 6-5 in favor of Arsenal. Obisu besides say 2 teams no why never dominating midfield no Ebron be share Sunday. Arsenal midfield trio it's likely to be Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Ebelecheze. Minimpa na mjitum say Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca obi Pierre Reece James aben finfin obi. Into Chelsea midfield trio no will be Moses Caicedo, Reece James and Enzo Fernandez. General workers Chelsea team no omo midfielders na workers omo ye adwuma. Arsenal for no ball players. Okay. Because Zubimendi as a number 6 and Moses Caicedo yen breaky attacking lines yen tackle yen workaholic yen adwuma Caicedo be ma mo asin Zubimendi, but Zubimendi is the eye of the team. He slows down the game, he decides the direction of the game, yen ko attack yen recycle ball no near the general midfield dominance is going to be very difficult. I think Arsenal was slightly ahead of Chelsea midfield in terms of when they be dominating midfield, and I say ubit make it a boni ye. Midfield no so my next pick be say so Ebredu say ura a friend no ana slot ijano kwan emaneko ana general emo ya dey dey ama papa no but my dream say omo hwe no be 2-3 matches bi. Okay. I'm trying to 2-3 matches because of the Oye in the last season, not because of what he's doing now. No, Oye in the last season, Tino, a beer, na fat. Saman for a Yabutra and can Mikel Arteta, Jano Coin, even though Nidiana get away to see. But Omoma, Papa, a friend, Anna slot, some 2-3 matches, na yeah. Okay. The other question was, say Arsenal, Chelsea. Nyame aduma kwesi ada asichere nsa Arsenal agye league nana ana ombetuma agye league nana general Arsenal 29 points the other second year Chelsea or 23 points Man City ne toso means 22 points say Arsenal timi ko share Chelsea or bridge in so asichere say Arsenal got 32 whilst Chelsea remains 23 ema points difference ne be 9. In fact, Ebasa Arsenal at Chelsea with 9 points. But don't forget, City out that third no could win and also go 25. Ebasa, the points difference between Arsenal and the second place team, in this case, Man City, will be 7. 7 points after match day 14 for me is not enough to say it will be a winning, especially when we are in November. Not even in December. And to Musha Chelsea, the mechanism a brighten on my chances of winning the title. But that doesn't mean it's a done thing. I mean, free honum namenko we or say play a D yellow card. Well, yellow card that dampo. So a D washego or na tadie. Uyi na tade na mrani sisa uro atade o park so ayema yellow card oro na tade na yama yellow card referee no VAR signal ball no kwa na o share na nye go ya disallow go no anyimbia yellow card ne bejina na yina yellow card ne bejina ya ma at all times in football, game ni koswa any kwanso ro watade. Say wa she go, say when she go. Once the game is in session, you don't need to take off your shirt. Enti se go ni jira go na nyina. Wunya ro watade nko ade a yellow card no ebesu e de amount. Obi say Vini Junior ompese obi renew ne contract. Enti se koba say ono Vini Junior no e koba say bia o free Real Madrid. The chances of the be winning Ballon d'Or no e saying. Madrid me say Vini Junior chance so the be winning Ballon d'Or o free Madrid e be reducing the chance. Na utie nkomonum kura ese team pa ye ready no mudi sika tata Vini Junior na Saudi. Now it is extremely difficult to play in the Saudi Pro League and win Ballon d'Or. Inti when you're free Madrid, I just say he's 25. He can go to Saudi. Maybe after Saudi, no 2-3 years, waba back to Ibia Barcelona be, Ibia waba to Liverpool, Manchester, Man City be. Na team no Odoma GGBB, then he can still win it. But for me, his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or ebe reduce. Ebra were free Real Madrid. And Nekra at Madrid, no, the chances are not from par because he's not even the star boy of the team now. It's rather Kylian Mbappe. Okay. He was a free Madrid, yeah.
Bakubu ha a drink a crack at the far home or calf. I say, Haba, Don Shackles, and with your Simon and Abraham, and say between me, I don't understand. We say. I have no source. I don't understand why I say Franco Naro. If you say you are sure James will be pushed to the midfield, then why did you consider him as your right back in your combined 11? Don't shackles. As someone anyway by, but and yet we and the whole seminal. Okay, we say. Chelsea is the world champions and PSG is the European champion. So why is Madrid having the FIFA badge in their jersey? Controversial and not with Kaswa. You place a number of stars based on your continent, okay? Continental trophies. Then why is Uruguay? Why is it that Uruguay has 4 stars in their jersey whilst they've won the FIFA World Cup 2 times? They are also the ABBA, I don't know. All right. Now, say that African, can once more.
Yeah.
My name say, who in behavior.
Yeah. Niye can question relating to obiseni question regarding Kotokone has. Say Kotokone has a bibrimano.
Yeah, calf.
And a dog making mention of the fact that say Uji Champions League titles, so now we use stars. One co Europe.
Okay.
And Europe na dokeka.
Okay.
A calf. But Europe they no more badge of honor.
Okay.
Badge of honor nature say Seju FC watch the Champions League 3 times consecutively. This is said Zidane and the Real Madrid you deserve a badge of honor.
Okay.
Ebema 1 no. And now watch the Champions League titles 5. So list of teams who watch the Champions League 5 no more say Ibia Obeka Barca, Ibia Omoka ni Omaji Chen Ebru 5 to say Liverpool, to say Bayern. Omono deserve a badge of honor.
Okay.
Go Ebru 5 no. And our team watch Champions League titles consecutively.
Okay.
So that is how European style almost stars on the crest, you know. As it trend.
Okay.
But yeah,
but different from CAF.
Yes, yeah. Say continent beyond said was here na.
Okay.
Continent beyond said was here na.
The CAF the any saying.
CAF the any watch the Champions League title no. Said say now run the team aji one near their bonnet.
Star 1.
Okay. So Jimmy no na mean sir depending. Opa gra won't me opa akwa on fanto. Obi antimi yoshe.
Okay. All right. And you know CAF they different from the Europeans. UEFA they know and so okay. All right. And you know explanation na our day abreno controversial and not kaswa. Doc yentwaso.
Yeah, they know bisa say my dream is say coach ni be pushing no. I commit for that. And then I'm combine 11 no. But then about 2. In my combined 11, I'm looking at player behind in the usual position. Coach be in the game because of tactics or formation could change the position of a particular player. But in my combined 11, me sure behind in the usual position.
Okay.
So now we need Liverpool, but now you combine 11. Now Okofa Sibosla, echo number 2. Fine, but Sibosla is a number 10.
All right.
At where's the number 8.
Okay.
So me sure be any traditional position. But what must say?
Yeah.
Game beat my bones and my class here, the Nakobo right full back. But you combine 11 I won't find it.
Doc,
Kakrabi on the already. The issue has got to do with why Uruguay has only 2 World Cup titles, but more 4 stars.
Yeah.
And I think that the last message already, it provided exact explanation. The Olympics Games, it's not organized by FIFA. But before FIFA started in the FIFA World Cup in 1930, there were 2 previous Olympics Games. Bakoye, the 2024 Olympic Games, which took place in Paris. Then after that, the Amsterdam Olympics Games in 2028. Now, those 2 tournaments, according to FIFA, Omuji tum says our tournament, none standard any BBA. So officially, FIFA and Global Football Association, Ajitum officially say those 2 Olympics Games, represent FIFA title. And for those 2 Olympics Games, which coincidentally were all won by Uruguay, it's recognized FIFA titles. And Uruguay as a country has 4 FIFA recognized titles. The Paris 2024, Amsterdam 2028, FIFA World Cup 1930, and FIFA World Cup 1950. These are the reasons why, even though FIFA World Cup, on my eye from Uruguay, my winning 2 and so more 4 stars. Okay. Christian.
All right.
Okay. Mami to us on free one.
I know the two sources here.
Yeah, that's
from back. Uruguay 4 stars.
And I was wrong.
Yeah. Tinjimuno na manfode abeka ho na naro so ashemu kinano. All right. Yenko other stories nearby. Okay. Questions.
This is a very difficult question. But Mami say obisi these tridents and I try which of them in an A best. Carlos Tevez, Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo for Manchester United, Messi, Neymar, Suarez for Barcelona, the BBC, that is Benzema, Bale, Cristiano. Which of the trident was the best? If you ask me to rank them, I think the third one will be the Tevez, Rooney, Cristiano, because Tevez bit, now from Kakra, there were a number of times now on started. Into playing time can be and a Carlos Tevez, Kia Jorocham, a ton of the name Manchester City. Into for me is the least amongst the 3. The difficult one is the NMS and then the BBC. But putting everything together, I think said the Bill bit, a Wekitia, the BBC. Bill and Shada Ninasu and Chesa. Neymar, yes, left along the line, but for the times they played together, I go in for the Messi, Neymar, Suarez as my best. You know, we are not the free honoma. Obisu Bisai say, last week question we by Nenomsa Edia Baby say Jose Maria Guterres Guti or Mesut Ozil, who was the better passer of the ball. For me, I go for Mesut Ozil as the better passer of the ball. Then there was another question, and so now Obisa said, okay, maybe good today. Obisa's question was that Mbappe and Erling Haaland say my team na mi here bakwa die hina metono Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. If I have a team and I have the option to buy one, I go for Kylian Mbappe. Erling Haaland for me, number 9 and only number 9 to the best of my abilities. And number 9 and only number 9. But I think that Kylian Mbappe is more of a utility player than Erling Haaland. Obebo left side, amount. About there right side, Obebo as a center forward, Obesabo. So is the reason I will go for Kylian Mbappe ahead of Erling Haaland. Obiso say England national team why na say man number 10 between Cole Palmer and Jude Bellingham. me coach amemre me ho kra. Straight up, I go for Jude Bellingham because he gives me more than the Kupama will give me. England attack ball na say see a recover ball no. Jude Bellingham beba be take ball na boa asin Kupama. But ball no be din omumi enu nsem around the box. I think say Kupama the ball no ye adwuma yi asin Jude Bellingham. Ball na ko flanks and I yemfa build up in free midfield bra goes into the penalty box and finish it. Jude Bellingham will finish. Who put BBA together? Kupama, I think say Jude Bellingham be bench no. I'm for ya. Notwithstanding the pedigree of Kupama, he will still start from bench in England national team because the two major competitors, top players. At the right wing, he has Bukayo Saka to contend with. In number 10 position, he has Jude Bellingham. Phil Foden will be there, but I think that Jude is ahead. Bukayo Saka, coaches are sure so beko offensively. Me feel say cool, beba. But Bukayo was defensive attribute also than Kupama. So Kupama nye careful. Notwithstanding a pedigree, say Jude Bellingham ni Bukayo Saka nyina fitter and here na was started free bench. Generally, I know the free honma. There was another one. Was it Liverpool here? New manager and now DM and now. Yes, DM, they need a DM because Gravenberch seems to be the only established defensive midfielder for them. And as Senema and Shedanko Yemano, Inti said they need a top-notch defensive midfielder to complement the efforts of Abranti and Eddie Gravenberch. Then the next thing is Liverpool, PSV, Veshen 4-1. Manchester United, Emma Everton, Veshen 1-0. And Man City and so tena ma Bayer Leverkusen beshe ni 2-0 no emu de he na ye miserable chesayare hosem kra. I think the least miserable is the Man City one. City tena ma Leverkusen beshe ni 2-0 the least amongst the three. Why? Because City the omunim de enti omoye ya ekobasa. Pep Guardiola starting the team no starting 11 bed 10 or drop yomo in the Champions League night against Bayer Leverkusen. And ye shame too. So ne de na nyare ho enye nimguase onim de ntie esi. But United de no de man ye hu ni say Everton ankasa ntimi nhye United Old Trafford. Manager na friend David Moyes no attempted 17 times before that game at Old Trafford. He has never had a victory against United. You see, I can say now 13th minute on player back where man red card the film into about 10 against 11 for well over 77 minutes. Yet they succeeded in beating United. Into a miserable, but the worst of it all, the most miserable is the Liverpool. On only the Anshan 1-0, 4-1, and then a team in England, team net to quite free Netherlands. The Dutch league in Ukraine, you cut top 5 leagues in Europe and can be. Into PSV end of honor, on your team or also, you cut teams like I say and fan count. On cut top 5 European leagues in we are not the entire Champions League, no are winning only one game. They come to Anfield and beat Liverpool, Baku Mienumi and say 9. General is the most miserable, is the most embarrassing, is the most surprising game amongst the three and Nipane de Bayern. We are not the free honoma. But there is this one. Also, difference De Jong and Casido and terminate. Yes, we need a defensive midfielders. We need number 6-4. But De Jong no. Oh yeah, like Casido yeah worker. He tackles, he breaks the line up. Upo na ukita ball bit ma be yire waje. Baby so on foul no be foul. Or yes attitude proper number 6-4 na. Aggression is any man. But De Jong dear no ye. Young passer ball no waje ball no appear. And he doesn't even do so many long passes. He brings stability to the team. And Barcelona unimom no in Pempino they love to have the ball. The young big keeping ball, no? Ball retention, I think, is better than Frankie, better than Casido. Ball na be di omu some pressure ba or you more press resistant than Casido better ko je ball en tema opese ball no e free ni so de ma obi but Frankie de Jong obetimi the ball na twa no be pre na da so ekita no two players will game na say omumienu nyina hye hat trick ahwan ne de ball no be ma no obi abenya ball nti ende tietia current Arsenal players yi omo bobo pa na mu de he ene ehwe ni mu say potentially obetumi age Ballon d'Or. Question Abranti be say a very difficult question because Arsenal team no a set of quality players and a omo team no why na potential obetimi age eye Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or ni je no club football any national team football major na o national team no se omo anyere omo nso amoni ye a ekoditi awo and our position our bonso ya ne kan bi pa o hwa Arsenal front line na Bukayo Saka Jokeres and maybe Trossard difficult me pa I see Declan Rice and maybe Bukayo Saka because they have a national team that has the ability to win maybe a World Cup. Zubimendi is one, but Zubimendi role no Eden kakra Rodri de sa role no eje Ballon d'Or no enche all right but a bit take it time and say no more sa kosa number 6 or 4 no e de bi ma kwa komomo because because Zubimendi because his national team which is Spain and so the capability to win the World Cup. And until I'm there, you need to do well for both club and country. Now, when you're a very good chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. You know, we beside we say, man abako sema wohwa this rivalry kese war Manchester United and Liverpool and them. No more rivalry, no. I think the first thing here, proximity, like omo no. Omo ben pa enti ufri Manchester echo Liverpool about 40 miles,
okay,
roughly. In fact, I would drive here, it takes you between 40 to 45 minutes to travel from either Liverpool to Man U or from Man U to Liverpool. Then we are not the free one man. In fact, before 1974 no more the same county Chezenka Ghana Ebeka say Nankomo the same region, but after 74 and almost separate your county in any. So they are so close. Then there was what we call the industrial rivalry. Dates back in the 18th, 19th century or no. Now industrial revolution like Liverpool chrono and the Manchester chrono. Now there was so much rivalry between them. In fact, the Jumayefo train line and connected the two cities. No, so trains Jumayefo no. Omo ne bete Manchester United bobuko no. A railway for no. Omo ne bete Manchester United bobuko no. Na nasa rail station omo colors yellow and green.
Okay.
It is now Man United fans omo bufu. No person me protest. Editor Glazer for na be so makofa yellow and green. Omo kai baby a team no e free that race station no omo nete and afei omo sa the two teams no became the two biggest club in England. Enti afei na rivalry na wo mu ntem no abeye kese because omo mienu na pre bibia. As you speak, they have 40 league titles in their wardrobe, 20 apiece. So there was so much rivalry between them. Proximity rivalry, industrial rivalry, and those things. And a peja omo rivalry na edibedru babia and two teams na babedu. Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Zinedine Zidane, Carlo Ancelotti, who is the best? Zidane is an outsider. Onka team no. Jose, me rank Zidane 4th. Jose 3. Carlo 2. I take Pep as my number 1.
Okay.
I take Pep as my number 1. Minim say yenye na yentin sifia.
Well, Naro, be surprised if Arsenal goes trophyless this season. Ababio Michael.
Champions League, Arsenal undefeated. No, winning all their 5 matches. I've still not read them as my favorite. Inti so man win Champions League enye me nwanwa. Yen started season na mkasa Arsenal never win the Premier League, you know. But football, and so far they are in pole position. FA Cup they are one-off game. Bibi etimisipa no makotiato. In the same way, League Cup it could be anything. But I will be so surprised if this all-conquering Arsenal team goes troughless.
Okay.
Because omu team no, are solid. Omu bench near rich. Now squad depth a mouse is a trophy sweet is a League Cup any FA Cup because no ya na Crawford day. Omu players now omu we chire no the table. Now Arsenal players na say we chire is higher pabin. Intima surprised if they don't win anything this season.
I mean, I'd mark 4:30. Our bridge in so. Chelsea and Arsenal. And it's our game, no. Crabbe, papa. A doctor. Uti and Wasama, Fakunya Tinaso. Kwame Usudonko. And anyway, and so abroad. Uti Liverpool Wasama, Fakunya Tinaso.
For no shame no nti enye miserable na me sure pa say or disagree and ko be chire say nti or disagree. It is the most miserable scoreline.
Okay.
4-1.
So no wonder yesterday